You mentioned sleep apnea. I've done a little bit of a deep dive into this, and I've been looking for a few clients around breathing exercises they can do, because not always, but they tend to have a decent CO2 tolerance because they're holding their breath. And I've heard a couple of things, or read a couple of things around different breathing exercises where you'll pronounce a vowel or make a K sound and swallow. Have you come across any studies, evidence, or spoke to anybody about breathing exercises people with sleep apnea, particularly where their throats are kind of collapsing?
Yeah. So there's two specific areas to look at. It is the rhythm in which you are breathing. And this is something Patrick McEwen told me about years ago, and he has since published a study on this. So if you are accustomed in the daytime to constantly breathing too much, you tend to carry that breathing pattern into your sleep. So you tend to breathe too much in sleep. What he has found, this is still a little controversial, but what he has found by training hundreds and hundreds of people with sleep apnea to breathe more slowly, to breathe less, is they tend to carry this respiratory rate, these breathing habits, into their sleep, and thus have significantly less sleep apnea. He showed me this trick. He's like, try to breathe heavy through your mouth and make a snoring sound, right? Really easy to do. Now try to breathe very slowly in and out through your nose at a very easy rhythm and try to make that snoring sound. It's impossible to do. So he thinks that the flow of air coming into the airway can really affect our incidence of snoring and sleep apnea. So that's the one side. It's the flow. The other side is the structural, right? It's the pipe. And so many of us work out different areas of our bodies, but we don't work out our airways. So by doing these myofunctional exercises, they're called oral myofunctional exercises, oral pharyngeal exercises, all terrible names. All they are is exercises for your tongue and your mouth. And this allows for those soft tissues that are becoming flabby to firm up, just like any other part of your body would be firming up if you're working it out. And there's been several studies showing that this can be significantly effective for people with both snoring and sleep apnea. There aren't enough studies, I don't think, but there are several. I think I found about 6 or 7 that showing just doing these mouth exercises. So if you combine those mouth exercises with the slower and less breathing, what's it going to harm? Nothing. You're going to be a better breather. You have a more toned mouth. Will it fix all of your sleep apnea and snoring? I have no idea, because everyone's different. But it can only help, right? For some people, it could help tremendously. For others, maybe just a little bit. But for me, it's worth the bother.